how to create wonderful abstract backgrounds using the curvature tool. Now, something like this, a nice swirly, weird, sort of unusual, distorted design. Very quick and easy using the curvature tool. Now, first thing to do, go over to the curvature tool, select that, and I'm using the shape option. You can see that in the far left shape option there at top. Just click on the document. Just click and just add points all the way around. You can see just there. Just click all the way around. Now, a key thing is to avoid blocking off the initial point. Because if you've got an initial point, you don't want to suddenly find you can't get to it. And it's quite easy if you're just going round and around and suddenly you find, I've blocked it off, I can't get to it again very easily. So always be aware you don't want to sort of stop access to that point. Now you can distort the design very quick and easy, just drag out, you can move it around, you can add as many or as few points as you like. And I'm just going to quickly go around, just adding more and more points. You can sort of go in and out, just creating all kinds of unusual structures in that. And I'm just going to go around, but always keeping in mind the start point. So just don't block it off. That's the key thing. And try avoid crossing over the lines. I'm just going around making certain I don't cross over any of the other previous created lines. Now approaching the start point again. Oops, slightly nearly crossed over. Going up. And now you can go off the document. You don't have to stay within the confines of the document. That's how you can add as many points or as few as you want. And you can make all kinds of different shapes. Now click on there and you've got a complete shape. I'm going to just change the colour. So you can now see, I'm just make it black. Also, I'm going to resize it so you can see the entire shape. Now you could stop at this point if that's all you want, a nice abstract shape created with the curvature tool. But what you can also do, you can also define it as a custom shape. If you can't actually access it, just go to the direct selection tool, make certain you've selected all of the points. So all the points are selected and then edit and define a custom shape. And that's just stored away in your custom shapes library. Very useful for future work. Now, what you can do, you can add a style. So a layer and layer style. And I'm going to go with bevel first. And you can set the depth, soften. I'm just going to push them up fairly extreme. So also I'm going to add a drop shadow. And again, you can set the drop shadow. You can change the size, move that closer. Also, you can set different contours. And I'm just going to go with the default contour, the straight line. And also what you can do, you can also add a color. Now, I'm not going to use a color, but I'm just showing you color overlay. But also you can just go to a gradient overlay. Now, this gradient is made up of multiple stops. It's orange, black, orange, black, orange, black, orange, black. Very easy to create. I've created a video about that, creating this gradient, so you can check that out as well. And you can see the gradient stops, just added all those stops for orange, black, orange, black, orange, black. Now I'm using the style, the angle one. But you could, of course, use reflected, diamond, or radial, but I'm going to use angle. I like the angle one. Now, the key thing about the angle is there's that origin point. Now, I'm just going to move that slightly off the shape so you can't see that sort of crunch point. Click OK. Now you've got your design. Now you can, of course, manipulate the shape. Go back to the curvature tool and you can just click on any of those points and just drag, manipulate. And it's quite easy to do it after you can do it again and again and again. You can also add points. Just click on where there's no point, just click on that line and you can add additional points. And you can click again, add additional points. Now, if you want to create sort of like nice sort of jagged designs, what you can do is add a couple of points, 3 or 4 points, and the one in the centre between 2 points, you can then just drag out. So you can see you can just create those lovely little sort of jagged designs. So just a couple of points there, and you can just drag that out. And all kinds of beautiful shapes can be created very quickly using this tool. And you've got to really stretch it out. That's it. Really drag it out. And again, another little nice tooth design there. Again, you can go down any position and just keep dragging, adding points, or maybe removing points. Up to you, of course. Again, and you can move them around. You can just drag the points. They don't have to stay in the same position. It's a really, really flexible tool, the curvature tool. You can make lines as thick or as thin as you would like. Now, once you're happy with the design, you can stop, of course. You don't have to continue indefinitely. Now, what you can also do then, of course, you can then go and define that as a custom shape. So edit and define custom shape. Click OK. So that's available for future use. Obviously, the style is not there. It's not stored, but the shape is. You can also use the edit and transform path. Now, it'll come up with an error. If the shape is slightly off the document, it will not work, that warp. So edit and transform and warp. Now you can really just distort, and it's still a vector design, so there's no sort of real distortion other than the actual distortion of the shape. So the pixels aren't sort of affected. It's a vector design. You can just drag the arms there. Just all kinds of shapes now are created. Probably more extreme than you may be able to create just using the points themselves. And again, what you can do, again, edit, custom shapes not available. So just go to the direct selection tool, make certain they're all selected, all those points, and then just go to edit and define custom shape. Again, just storing it for future use. You don't have to do that, of course. Now you've got your design there. What you can also do then, you can duplicate it. So you can hold down the Alt or Option key and duplicate the design, just drag and duplicate. They're just layers. So you can just duplicate those layers, those shape layers. And you can resize the design, you can rotate the designs. They're just vector layers that can be resized. Click OK. Now, you can fill the whole document with those. I'm just going to go all over the whole document. So the whole document is filled with that shape. And there's slight variations, again, just by rotating, distorting, and much, much more. Go to the Layers panel, that's via the Window menu, and select all of the shapes. And then what you can do is Layer and Smart Objects and convert to Smart Object. So it becomes all one smart object. You can resize that again. So you can see the whole shape. Click OK. And what you can do then, you can add image adjustments, maybe vibrance. Image menu adjustments. Color balance, you can just change it. Hue and adjustments, hue and saturation. Right, just put the settings there so you can get a sort of like red-blue design. And of course, you can change it to any colour combination. You don't have to have that colour combination, but you can use a whole range of adjustments. Also, you can go to the filter menu and then stylize and maybe oil paint. Apply oil paint. You can also apply it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Just push up the values to the limit. You can see the stylization quite high, and so on and so on. What you can also do, you can also apply maybe blurs, and liquefy. That's another good one. Filter and liquefy. This is all applied to that smart object. So it's all changeable at any point. So you can come back to it at any time and change it and tweak it. So just drag it around using the various tools available. And of course, any kind of distortion can be created. There's the twirl, there's bloating tool, and so on and so on. Click OK. Now, there you've got your design. What you can do then, you've got window and you've got libraries. What you can do, you can save it to a library. So you can save that smart object, all with those oil paint, all those settings can all be saved to your library and for future use as a background. You've got your design there. Also, what you can do, you can, again, Alt, Option and drag and just create multiple copies of those smart objects. So you can see you've got multiple smart objects now in the layers. And you can do that again and again. You can resize them, rotate them, modify them in numerous ways. Now, what you can do then is go all the way, select all of those smart objects and go to Layer, Smart Objects, and convert them all to a smart object. And they're all a smart object now. And again, you can drag that to your libraries. And you can flatten the image. Once you're happy with everything, just flatten it via the layer menu. Image adjustments, and I'm using levels. Just change the levels to what you want. Click OK. And filter, stylize, and again, oil paint. Apply it a couple of times. And so on and so on. And there you have it. An absolutely stunning background, a swirly sort of dance, all based on the curvature tool for creating shapes. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Always adding new tutorials every couple of weeks, every couple of days. Please subscribe, please comment. Thank you much.